Hello everyone, welcome back to the Brush, Bits, and Bolts channel, and in today's episode I'm going to give a quick update and then talk about what this video is actually about, which is the next step in progression. So essentially it's been like a month, which I was hoping that I could upload every week, and I'm starting to think that that's a little unrealistic. But yeah, essentially after I got done making the two initial videos on this channel, these two initial ones, what ended up happening is a factory across the street from me dropped off like 50 pallets, and I was like, oh boy, I'm not gonna, like, holy crap, I'm not gonna waste this, because I had two options there. Essentially, either ignore the pallets and don't set stuff up. By the way, it's winter time, so like in a few days from then it was gonna snow, but either leave those pallets there and completely ignore them, or move those pallets home instead of spending hundreds of dollars for practice wood to essentially waste. And yeah, I wasn't gonna waste that opportunity. So there's also been a few other things that I've been up to, like switching over to Linux, which also took a very long time because things like DaVinci Resolve wasn't working. Yeah, ignore that, that's for a different video. IntelliJ wasn't working. Heck, even Steam wasn't working. Like I had to basically download 50, maybe even 60 different applications, I guess, back-end applications, whatever you want to call them, to actually get half the stuff on this computer to work. And some people may be like, well, why did you switch over to Linux? Is there like a good reason? Well, kind of yes and no. The first reason is that my friend that I am programming casually with actually uses Linux, so the obvious option was to switch over to Linux just to make it easier, because I knew that he wasn't going to switch over to Windows after he's already switched over to Linux. And yeah, that's essentially why I did. Moving on to the actual thing that I'm focusing on in this video is that I made a workbench. This wasn't the first project that I was going to do. Originally I was going to do a birdhouse and all of that, but as you could see, I didn't end up doing that. Not because it was too complicated, or that I don't understand dimensions, because clearly I built a workbench and I don't understand dimensions. Like, it's kind of like trying to cook for your first time or trying to draw for your first time. You're not going to understand how to make a straight line, I guess I'd say. And similarly, you're not going to understand how much 2 feet are versus how much 1 foot is versus 12 inches. Well, the 12 inches is a foot, but whatever. Point is that it had nothing to do with the proportions. It was actually because I couldn't attach this to anything, and I basically had to use my hand as a clamp because I had a crate in the backyard, and I'm just going to quickly draw a basic crate. So I had a basic crate in the backyard. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. That was like half, if even, the height of this workbench. So instead of bending over like this and, you know, within like this range, this angular range right here, I was always bending over. I don't know what this is. I'm too new to Linux. Instead of bending over, I'm just gonna ignore that. Instead of bending over within this angle, I was essentially bending over like this. And then I had to use my hand, so I'm gonna draw a little hand, and then a piece of wood extruding from this. One hand is a clamp, and then the other hand with the saw to essentially saw through this board. And yeah, this is not fun. So I just opted to ignore that until I have a workbench, but, well, workbench. Let's look at how much these things cost. Yeah, 150, 119. Remember, I'm basically broke. I have like $0, so this is not gonna work out at all. So instead I just built one. And yeah, I'll show you that right now, actually. Okay, so it is raining today, but I need to show this for the video of the workbench that I made, which it does definitely look different than what I drew. And yeah, it's a very basic workbench. Well, if you could even call it, it's more of like a table that I'm going to use as a workbench. I want to add more boards going across here. And then I want to remove one of these boards. Like one of these boards, either this one or this one. And what that'll allow me to do is that'll allow me to clamp things a lot better. As for this is the foretold crate that I was talking about, that I was bending over, and basically trying to build a birdhouse initially with. I probably should have put all this wood away, but when it's like 2 degrees out and I have nothing, like I've already done a bunch of stuff, I kind of just got lazy, especially since I still have all this wood that I could deal with. So yeah, when summertime comes, or whenever I come out here and I get serious about doing carpentry, I'll probably clean all this up. And then there's all the reject boards that were broken. Okay, so back on Krita to show you essentially the plan that I was mentioning in the video where I showed the outside view. Well, first of all, ignore this. I got tired of drawing because this took actually a lot longer than I thought it would take, because my skill level on the intricacy in drawing isn't the same level yet. But yeah, so yeah, if you look at this, it's literally just a hole right here, which I was going to fill this in all the way with, I was going to fill this all the way in to here. That way it's just a hole to add a clamp to. But then I just realized as I was drawing this that I could actually keep this and just have a board extrude outwards from here that I am modifying, allowing me to do more things with clamping. The only difference that I wish that I had here is if the bench was extended slightly further down to essentially negate the amount of space that is being removed. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and until next time, stay safe.